Hello, hello. Welcome back to My Aunt's Attic.
Welcome back.
How you doing, Mary Grace?
I'm a little chilly today. It's kind of rainy.
Do you want a blanket?
Yeah, actually.
Okay, we got the big one right here. Here you go.
Thank you. Last week we had smoke. This week we have rain.
I'd say it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, for us, not for Canada. But, yeah, definitely. What's the cliche thing? It's, oh, we needed that. We needed that rain.
We did not need... Oh, the rain. Yeah, we needed the rain.
Not the smoke. We didn't need that. But no, we needed the rain.
We needed it.
Yeah, it was getting a little crispy. The grass was a little crispy out there.
Super crispy.
So, what's new with your week?
I had a kidney infection.
Love that for you. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Literally, after we recorded, I went out with the people from Chaotic Energy, went to like a karaoke bar, and I was in so much pain. Like, I thought I'd like pulled like my back a little bit because I've been playing basketball. Not well, but I've been playing basketball. And my back was like really like tight. And then it kind of just became one side of it, and it felt like a cramp or something, but like too high up to be like ovulation or anything.
Uh-huh.
And so I went to the doctor, and I don't know. She like punched me into my kidney. It fucking hurt so bad. Like, she was like, "Does this hurt?" And like punched the side that didn't hurt, and I was like, "Oh, that doesn't." And then she punched the other side before I could finish, and I was like, "Oh!" And it hurt so bad.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I thought I was having like appendicitis or whatever, but
Anybody got time for that?
didn't have time for it.
Well, I'm glad it was just a kidney infection. And not like kidney failure or something.
So true. But
I would
yeah.
maybe donate a kidney. Maybe. That's a big ask, but I kind of like you, so.
Oh, to me?
Yeah.
I thought you just meant in
No,
general.
if you had kidney failure, I might donate a kidney.
That's
Maybe.
nice. I would give you both of mine.
Well, then
I don't
you'd be
need
dead.
them. I don't need them.
I would rather not have that on my conscience. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, well, kidney infection. Anything good happen? Other than the kidney infection, how was karaoke?
It was fun. It was low key. It was good.
Yeah. Did you sing anything?
Fuck no.
No, not a singer?
Would you sing if you went?
That's the hard question. I love to sing, but I don't sing in front of people. So, I don't know if I could. If I did, it would just be completely joking around. I wouldn't try to be good, because then I'd be too self-conscious, and then I'd mess up anyway, and then, so no, it'd just be goofing around. But,
Gotcha.
no, get some Disney songs up there, and then just let me go, and yeah, absolutely.
Let it go. Disney
Ha
song.
ha. I hate that movie. I hate that movie so much.
I loved it when it came out because I was like 11.
No, Frozen 2 was worse.
I've never seen it.
Good, don't, because it was literally every 2 seconds it was Anna screaming, "Elsa! Elsa! Oh my god, Elsa!" I'm like, shut up, she knows her name! Like, she said it so many times, and I wanted to die. It was so annoying.
Ew.
Yeah. And that was the whole thing. It was just being up Elsa's butt the entire time. So, not a fan. Tangled, however. Tangled is where it's at.
I love Tangled.
That's the best. Have you seen Big Hero 6?
Yeah, I love Big Hero 6.
Me and my buddy were like crying in the theater, and then my other buddies were like, "You need to pull it together," and I'm like,
No,
I can't.
it's so sad. I was so shocked at how sad that movie was.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal. I think that was probably the most sad Disney movie.
Oh, yeah.
What's the other one? Everyone always cries at Bambi, and I'm like, nah,
I don't even remember what Bambi's about.
nah. It's a dead deer. I see them all the time. I'm used to it at this point. I don't really care about Bambi's mom. But no, Big Hero 6 definitely was the most sad. Wow, that spiraled really quick. What was I going to say? Nope, just karaoke? No? Anything else? I don't know.
How did we get there? Oh my god, I love Bug's Life. I love
Oh my god, yes.
Ratatouille. I love...
That's a good one too. Yeah, that third one you said there. That's a good
Love
one.
that one too. I don't know, I couldn't think of any other ones. I just like the old, like, Pixar. Well, is Ratatouille Pixar? know.
No, I don't think so. No, Bug's Life is really good. Totally underrated. We don't talk about that one enough.
Totally.
I saw a TikTok recently of the comparison of the scene where Flick is confronting Hopper and like all the ants are standing up to him and everything, and they put like labels of like the government, the citizens, like USA. I'm like, this is so accurate. It's
That's
a little
awesome.
scary. So, it's relevant. The Bug's Life is relevant.
Nemo.
That's
the third one I was gonna say.
There you go. How do you feel about Finding Dory?
I don't know if I've seen it.
Get with it.
I've seen parts of it. Maybe I haven't seen the whole thing. I think it's cute. I saw like the scene where she like finds her parents on TikTok the other day.
And then someone had to ruin it and say fish are actually notoriously terrible parents. They don't care about their kids. They give birth and then they leave.
Well, they changed it.
What do you mean?
Like
Changed the personalities of fish?
no. Like,
I mean,
you
they're
know,
talking
like-
fish.
like when you have like bad parents, then you like decide to be better. Like you
break the
yeah.
trauma train or what is it called?
The trauma train.
What's
The
it
trauma tradition.
There's another
They
name
broke
for
it.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you talking about, though?
Dory's parents.
Dory's parents love Dory.
That's what I'm saying. If all the fish are bad parents, they broke the cycle.
Oh, I was thinking of Marlin. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Marlin?
He did
Yeah,
too.
clownfish are terrible parents. But he literally traveled across the entire ocean to find Nemo, and that's not what clownfish do.
He broke the cycle.
He did.
We stand.
We stand Marlin. Marlin the fish. No, I didn't like Finding Dory because where the first one... Wow, this sounds really stupid to talk about a Pixar Disney movie about fish. But the first one was reasonable in the reality of fish, I guess. Not the personality-wise, because again, clownfish don't do that. But it's reasonable that this could happen in real life if that's how fish acted. Whereas in Finding Dory, where the fish started driving the truck...
That happened?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, there was like an octopus and there was something or other, but they took a truck and they're starting to drive it through traffic. And I'm like, this is a bit much. I liked the more grounded in reality fictional story.
Oh yeah, reality. Like they get scooped up from the ocean, end up in a dentist's office, then get out, and then find each other in the wide ocean.
That's completely reasonable. What are you talking about?
Oh my god. The ocean's so big I don't even like to think about it.
Yeah, no, not a fan. What, those bomb things? Weren't they like bombs or something? A minefield under the water?
Oh, in Nemo you mean?
In Nemo, yeah.
Yeah.
That messed me up.
No, you know what messes me up is Bruce, okay? He scares the crap out of me. Every time there's that scene where he's like, I'm Bruce, and he freaking smiles and it takes up the whole screen, it scares me because when I was a kid, I had one of those like, you hold it up to your eyes and you flip through the pictures.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what you call that.
The words, it's escaping me.
Yeah, but you put the little paper disc in there and then you can like look into it like it's a VR and you flip through the pictures. And there were all these little cute pictures from Nemo and then there was that image of Bruce smiling and his smile takes up the whole screen and it was like terrifying me because you're like looking into like this little dark box and you're like, oh Nemo, and all of a sudden like it scared the crap out of me. And
You've been traumatized.
I did not look at that one for a long time.
Oh, that's exactly what happened to me with A Book of Spiders. I think I talked about this on Chaotic Energy. Yeah, flipping through the Book of Spiders. I loved bugs, I loved spiders, until the zoomed in picture on this one spider was so crystal clear, so huge that it freaked me out. I flipped the book, I screamed, I got in trouble, and I have been...
For screaming.
I screamed in the middle of class, and I have been terrified of spiders ever since. Not a good time. So I understand that. That makes sense.
Isn't that weird how, like, just little moments can change your whole, like, trajectory of life?
Yep.
So weird.
And then they stick with you forever and you think back on them and it's just like you get sucked into a black hole of misery all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Or is that just me? I don't know.
No, same.
Okay, good stuff. Well,
How has your week been?
busy. Very busy. I had a ton of work, and then on top of that, we had our annual church retreat or whatever. I don't know how to describe it, but my family was up from Ohio, so I got to hang out with them a little bit. My grandparents actually just left this morning, I think. I don't see their car across the street there anymore. But, No, it was very busy. My mom, my cousins all came up, and my grandparents, we hung out. Did a lot of work at my cousin's new house. This is thrilling stuff, isn't it? But, no, I am excited about, we were just talking, I'm going to the beach with my family for the first time in however many years. They've always extended the invite to me, but it's never really worked out. But this year, they were like, you need to come. I'm like, I'm going to do that.
Where is it?
They got a place, I think it's called Duck, North Carolina. So they always go around there, and they've always invited me. It's never worked out. This year, this has been my, like, yes years.
Mm-hmm.
These past couple years, like, with Kendra, we've traveled a couple different places. I'm just like, we're just going to do all the things. And so I'm shuffling my schedule around, and I'm going to the beach with them. I'm not a beach person, but they were like, you can sit and read. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that.
Bring, like, a beach umbrella, though. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yep. I'm just going to sit under the umbrella, have my legs out, because I don't tan evenly. Do your legs tan evenly with the rest of you?
Yeah, probably.
Bitch.
My face doesn't really tan because I wear sunscreen every day on my face.
Well, that's smart.
But
My legs do not tan. My upper body, my arms and my face and everything will tan just fine, but my legs refuse to tan. Or they will, but just very, very slowly. So I look like I have pale little
interesting.
legs, and then the rest of me is tan. And it's very awkward looking. So I'm going to sit in the shade with just my legs out, burn to a crisp, and then go pale again. That is the plan.
Maybe they're protesting because you shave only one line in the middle of them. Because I would do that too.
Did you say in the middle?
Or the
sides, the
inside.
inside. Yeah.
The middle of the inside.
Yeah. For
No,
non-chaotic.
you don't need to know any more about that.
You know what? I think it's smart. I think the people need to know. Because it's smart, it's time, and water saving. So, for chaotic energy non-listeners, wow, I need to learn to speak. I have a life hack where, especially in the winter, when I don't want to shave my full legs, I just shave the inside portion where my legs will
Just
like touch
one
at night.
line.
It's not one line. It's like the inside strip of my legs where my legs will like touch at night when I'm sleeping or something, because I like feeling soft and smooth when I rub my legs together like a cricket. But I don't want to waste time shaving my full leg when I'm just going to wear pants. I always wear shorts at night, but when I wear pants out and about, it's smart, okay? It's smart. Nobody's seeing my legs. I am forever single, so it's fine. It's fine. You don't judge me.
I'm not judging you.
You're judging me.
I'm just saying they might be protesting.
Just rioting in the streets. Oh, is this a political movement? It's like, she won't shave her legs! Oh my god. But yeah, no, actually, going back, this weekend was really funny, just for one particular moment. Like I said, my grandparents were up from Ohio, and my cousin got a new house, and they have a bunch of land. And so we were taking four-wheelers. We'll get there eventually.
Cool! I really like that.
So we're taking four-wheelers back into the property and just checking it all out. And my grandparents wanted to see it. My grandma got on the back of the four-wheeler with my cousin David. Mm-hmm. And he promised he wasn't going to go fast or anything crazy. And which he did. He went slow. But the problem was, she wasn't holding on to him. She was holding on to the rack, like at the back and sides and everything, down by her sides. And so he wasn't going fast, but he did start to go up just like this little tiny putt-putt of a hill. And I'm sitting on the porch of the house with my grandfather, and across the way, down the hill, I see them go up this little hill, and I just see my grandmother just she didn't fall off not the motorcycle, but the four-wheeler. She didn't fall off, but she did just kind of flop over. And she's laying there for a second.
Just a 90-degree shift.
Just a 90-degree shift. She's laying there for a second until she until David can wrangle her back up and everything. But I was the only one to see it, and so I'm sitting right next to my grandfather, and I panic for a second. I see her tip, and I'm like, oh my god! And he's like, what? What's going on? I'm like, and I see that she's fine, and I'm like, nothing, it's fine, it's all fine, because I didn't want him to panic.
Right.
And then they check out the property, and then they come back, and they pull up in front of the porch, and all I do is smile real big. And David was like, you saw it? I'm like, I saw it. So
Oh
we
my
started
God.
laughing about it, and then I told my grandpa, I told my pap afterward what happened, so he could see that his wife was fine.
Yes. That's a good call.
Oh man,
That's
Good stuff.
funny.
good stuff.
Poor grandma.
And then pap was complaining because when he took his turn up through all the woods and everything, he lost his hat.
Oh man.
And then he picks it up. He's like, "Look at this! They got it all dirty." And it's such a... They're so cute. But I'm excited. They're going to be on vacation as well, so I get to hang out with them.
Nice.
They're not beach people either, so I'm gonna chill with Pap and Graham.
Yeah, I'm not a huge beach person either.
So would you take a lake over? What's your scenery?
I like
What's
a
your
lake day.
vacation?
I don't know, just the sun. Like, I don't really like to get tan. I like to be pale. I don't know why. Like, everyone I've told that to lately has been like, why? I'm like,
I'm so pale.
I'm so pale.
You're on air.
You're on. I love that.
Oh, that's an instant hit of dopamine. I love that video so much. But okay,
I hate salt water.
you got a vendetta or something, or is
I
it
hate. Well, this one time when I was a kid, I was like not feeling well. And we went to the beach, and I was little, so I was playing in the water, and I got hit in the face with a big wave, and I swallowed a bunch of water, and then I just turned and threw up in the ocean, and it just floated away. And I just remember it was so disgusting. So I just have hated it really ever since.
Just
I like a lake.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a lake person for sure. That's my happy place. I know I've told you about. There's a Seneca Lake in Ohio with an island smack in the middle of it that everybody goes to do their bodily functions.
Oh yeah.
Because this lake, there are no wake zones all over the place. All the residential areas and everything, just miles of no wake zone, and it takes forever to get back to your cabin. And so people just go to the island in the middle of the lake instead of wasting all that time. And so it's called Poop Island.
God, that's so gross.
And Seneca Lake in Ohio, that is my happy place though. And so I've told all my friends and family that if I die, I want to have my ashes or something put in one of those urns to plant a tree, or I don't know how it works, but I want my ashes to fertilize a tree, and I want that tree planted on Poop Island. So this is my verbal will and testament.
Oh my god. That's isn't that toxic waste at that point? It's just sitting there?
I mean, not
in the sun?
It's not people go back into, it's a whole island, it's got trees and woods and everything. But people go back far enough to, and bury it or whatever it may be. I don't know. I've never gone on it. I've never actually gone on it, so I don't know what they do, but I just know they go there. And it's not 10,000 people are using it. It's a very small lake in a very small town. So it's,
When I picture it, I just pictured an island in the distance, and it's just a mound. like a mountain of poop.
That is one large pile of shit.
That's all I
Not quite.
picture. Every time you mention, I just think of an island that is just a mountain of poop. The mountain is taller than the mountain, or than the island is wide.
Oh my god. No, not quite. Though that's hilarious.
That's how my brain has to
Poop
comprehend that. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, not quite. But you'll have to visit there one day.
Oh, yeah. I'll go to the freaking poop
You'll
island.
have to visit my grave someday because you're a youngin'. I'm gonna die long before you.
You don't know that. You're only what, 6 or 7 years older than me?
Yeah, that feels ancient.
No.
When's your birthday?
March 4th, 2002.
God. You're at 2000s per... Okay.
I know, isn't that weird?
Why am I friends with you? No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa! Although, everyone who comes into the hardware store thinks I'm in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yesterday, some guy asked, what grade I was in high school, and then some high schooler who was 16 guessed that I was 18.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're not far off from that.
No, but, I'm not in high school.
Wait, are you 21 yet?
I'm 21.
Okay. Why was I thinking? Maybe it's just Kendra. I'm waiting for Kendra to turn 21. Have you ever been to Oh My Darling? Downtown?
Mm-mm.
There's Oh My Darling, and then the little bakery right next to it, Clementine, and then underneath the bakery and the restaurant is is it the Fitz? The Fitz. It's a speakeasy. We'll have to go there sometime. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
And I'm waiting for Kendra to turn 21 to take her there for her birthday.
You know when her birthday is?
October 15th. We're October babies. That's the only reason I know. When did you say your birthday was? You just said it.
March 4th.
4th. March 4th. March 4th. Where's my phone?
You don't have to remember it.
Why?
I'll tell you when it is my birthday.
On your birthday, you text me. It's like,
I
it's my
love my
birthday. Wish me
birthday.
happy birthday.
I do that. I'll like post on my Instagram story. I'll be like, "Happy birthday to me," and then so people can wish me happy birthday. I love my birthday.
Oh, the next one of us.
I know people hate their birthdays. It makes me so sad for them because I love my birthday.
I've always had notoriously terrible birthdays.
Why?
Just, I don't know why the universe chooses that one particular day to just F me over royally almost all the time. What was it, my 25th? I think it was my 25th birthday, so 2 years ago. I did make sure that I had a amazing birthday because 21 Pilots was playing in Columbus on my birthday.
I remember you.
And I was like, I'm taking a girls trip. It's gonna I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm making everybody do what I want. And because usually I'm just like, go with the flow, but I'm like, no, I'm making everyone do what I want to do. It was great.
That's what I do. Yeah.
But I went to the concert by myself. I had a group of friends with me, but they don't know or like 21 Pilots. And
Who cares?
They didn't want to pay for the ticket or whatever, so I was like, well, you guys can do whatever you want to do while I'm at the concert. And I was alone at the concert on my birthday, and it was spectacular.
That does sound fun, but that's so stupid. I've been to so many concerts of bands that I haven't heard of before.
It's just, I like the
You have a good
experience.
time.
It's
Yeah.
the live music experience is always great. But, no, I think the year either before or after the 21 Pilots birthday, my friend, who is no longer my friend, but whatever, we went out, we were having dinner or whatever, and then when we were leaving the parking lot, because it was like at a bowling alley, this bowling alley had really good food, when we were leaving, the parking lot there was not really a parking lot, it was a gravel lot, and all the cars were just kind of just disjointed, just kind of placed wherever. It was very, very dark, very rainy. I could not see. It was my fault, I'm not saying it's not, but it just wasn't that big of a deal. And I accidentally, he was perfectly in my blind spot, and his car was just out in the middle of everything. But I backed into the tailgate of a truck. I got out, no damage on either car that I could see, but I went in and I told him about it, just because that's what you do. And everyone's like, oh, it's this guy, he's real cool, he won't mind to know it, whatever. He comes out, we're out in the rain, and he is inspecting our cars. Front, back, forward, sideways, everything. He's inspecting our cars. He's doing like loops around my car, and I could tell exactly what he was doing. He was looking at my car, trying to find any sort of damage on my car that he could blame pre-existing damage that he had on his truck on me. Because he had like this like side swipe looking scratch further up than when I hit him, but it was a really large scratch. But he was trying to blame it on me. Wow, frog in the throat. I could tell he was trying to blame it on me. And I don't know what he told his insurance company, but apparently that me backing into him, it completely shoved the bumper and too close to the something or other. Now he can't open up. I'm like, there was literally no damage. He just bullshit his way through that and blamed it on me. And so I get the call from my insurance company on my birthday saying, you're responsible for blah, blah, blah. I'm like, great, thanks. This is awesome. This is a good time.
What do you even do in that situation?
Well, your insurance companies will settle it out, but usually it's, sometimes depending on how much. It wasn't that much, so my insurance didn't go up or anything, but it was just like, dick. Just, why you gotta do that?
That's stupid.
Just people being greedy. So, first and last time I ever went there, because I was like, I ain't dealing with that parking lot again. Yeah. And he wasn't even, like I said, there weren't spots or anything, but his tail end was completely out where people had kind of formulated the drive path, I guess. It was so frustrating. And he was perfectly parked where I could not see him. Anyway, moving on. Whatever. Birthdays aren't usually good for me, so I try to avoid them. Even though they come around every freaking year. I can't get away from them. But yeah. What do you like to do on your birthday?
I don't know, like whatever I'm into like that year. Like this year, like I have been loving sushi, so we went out to a new sushi place. It was pretty low key. Eric and I went to like an art museum during the day.
You like art?
I love art!
You do love art because you do art. God, I'm an idiot.
How many times are we gonna have this realization?
When are you gonna realize that I can't remember Jack? Oh my god, my memory is garbage, apparently.
Yes, I'm going to Cortland. I have an art minor.
When are you gonna show me some of your art? I know, I do remember asking you to show me some of your art.
I don't know. Do you want to see now? I can show you later.
Can we show the world? I want to post it.
Sure,
Let's
it's not
post
like
some
that
of our art.
exciting. I like to do watercolor stuff. It's like really boring, but I can show you.
Yes, please do.
I love art. I definitely have like some sort of gene for it though, I think, because my mom and my grandma on my mom's side are both really good at art.
You're descendant of Picasso.
Yeah, it's always been like pretty natural for me. And like when I was a kid, I would draw stuff and it would be very like detailed. So, 2 stories. So, like, when I was a kid, I would draw, like, logos and stuff that had words in them before I knew how to write letters, but I would write the letters, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, I didn't know what they were, I was just copying them. And another time, I drew, like, a picture of my grandma. And I drew, like, her nipples through her shirt.
What?
Because that's what I saw.
What?
Because, bro, they were like that.
Oh my god. Did you show your grandmother?
I doubt it. Nah, maybe my mom did. I don't know. I was really little. Like, I don't even remember doing it. Like, I was probably, like, 3.
Oh my god.
But, like...
Wait, you're 3 years old, drawn detailed enough to have nipples?
That's what I saw, so that's what I drew. That's what I'm saying is, like, I would copy
Were-
things exactly how I saw them.
Were
So-
you good enough that it was actually...
Well,
Show me some of these pictures!
I don't have the picture of my grandma's nipples, but, like...
Show me the nipples!
I, like, drew her with big titties, and I drew, like, nipples. Dude, I don't know why. I don't remember doing it. I just know that I did. It's just a running story. Is that like whenever people ask about like me doing art, my mom will be like, "Oh yeah, when she was little,
She drew nipples.
my grandma's bazoingas."
A whole Titanic moment of just like shading the breast.
No, dude, it wasn't like that. It was literally like in probably crayon or marker.
Oh my
I'm
God.
just saying, like, I gave her titties and they had nipples. That's what I'm saying. It was probably, like, one of those drawings, like, as when you're a kid, you, like, draw a big circle, that's the body, draw the stick legs, the stick arms, but I gave her... I'm just saying, like, okay, it's just a testament to, like, how detailed I, like...
Oh
was.
my god. So what would you say is your art style? Is it realist or
No.
impressionist?
I like to do watercolor.
Yes, but
This is one.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay. That was, like, actually 3 years ago, though.
This is so cute.
Thank you.
Dumb question. Are those
Don't know.
geraniums?
Yeah, I think so.
Those look like geraniums. That's very nice.
I've got more. Hold on.
I love that.
I don't remember where it is, though.
I've always loved art. I took art for 4 years in high school. I was garbage. Just an utter dumpster fire. It was so bad.
I'm gonna go into my camera roll for a sec. But yeah, I took art in high school, but my art teacher hated my guts, and I don't know why. And now my sister, who's 4 years younger than me, has her as a teacher now. And I do my sister's art homework all the time, and she loves it. And I think it's because she doesn't know that I'm doing it. It's so messed up.
She was just jealous of you.
No, she was just a jerk. Shout out to my high school art teacher.
I loved my first high school art teacher. He was also our tennis coach at one point. Coach O. I adored that man. I feel like exasperated is a very good word for him because I loved him. I would pester him so much and he was just exasperated with me. But
Wait, I don't know what that means. Sorry.
Just kind of like not so fully annoyed with, but just like you know what I mean? Just
Okay, got you.
I don't know how to put it. I could Google it, but I'm not gonna do that.
Exasperated.
But he was. I don't know. I loved him so much. And then he said he was moving to Florida, and I'm like, take me with you. I don't want you to leave. I loved him so much. And then our next art teacher used to be the graphic design teacher. Look at the mouse!
It's definitely a bunny, but that's okay. Maybe it's a mouse, I don't know.
Oh my god.
It's whatever you want it to be.
It's open to interpretation.
No, I did it for Easter.
Oh my
But it could be Easter mouse if you want. Danielle,
It's-
whatever you want.
It's definitely a bunny.
That's okay.
Oh my god.
I thought about not saying anything.
Well,
But then I did.
either way, it's super cute.
LOL.
I'm definitely posting these because
Oh, yeah,
they
I'll send
deserve
you.
to be seen by the world or by the maybe one listener we gain.
And then these are my sister's art projects. This is not a great picture. You can zoom in if you want.
Oh my gosh. Strawberries and pears.
Strawberries and pears.
I'm glad I got that one right this time. Oh my god, they're so cute. It's acceptable. I'd say you're acceptable levels of talented.
Acceptable. I'm okay. I don't think I'm like anything crazy. Oh, here's a better picture of the strawberries. It's not that exciting.
I like it.
Thank you.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
I like casual art. Like, I hate, like, doing art for school. I love how I'm going to school for art now. I hate, like...
You played yourself.
When you get, like, an assignment and it's due and, like, ugh, that sucks. I just like to do what I want to do in that moment.
Yeah. Our, like I said, my graphic design teacher became our art teacher and didn't particularly like him in the art field. I liked him in graphic design. Anyway, he had us do an assignment for art that we had to design a pineapple box. And I'm like, what? It was like, design a box that you would put a pineapple in to sell it. And I'm like, this is weird. And I was like, I don't want to just draw it. Like, I'm going to make the box. So I got a box and I made the thing and then it was stupid. And I was like, I put so much effort into it. And he was like, that wasn't the assignment. You just needed to draw it. And I'm like,
Oh my
stop
god.
stifling my creativity.
Oh my god. That's stupid.
So,
Can I switch gears?
yes,
I just remembered something that happened to me this week.
bring it on.
I don't know if I'm, like, easily embarrassed, but...
Tell the world.
So I went to the Greek Fest. You know the Greek Fest?
Okay, yeah, I've never been, but
I went to Greek Fest for the first time. I went with my family and with Eric. And it was very crowded and we were all like walking together. So we were like stepping on each other's like heels like the whole time. And so we were in a line and
oh lord.
Eric, I thought, stepped on my heel.
Oh, no.
So I went like this. He was behind me. And so I went, hold on, I'm gonna give you the full effect. So I went like that. But it wasn't Eric, it was some stranger. Some stranger stepped on my heel. And I snapped my neck around and
Hair flinging.
I gave him the dirtiest look, and it was not. It was just some stranger, and I was like, it's gonna stay with me forever. And
Oh
it was
my
fine,
God.
like, he realized what happened, because I went to Eric and I was like, I thought it was you, and then he realized, that a stranger realized what happened, and he was like, oh, that's okay, he started laughing, but,
I love it.
wow, I hated that.
No, that's when you just start leaning into it. You just totally embrace the embarrassing of it. Just, I would love that.
I tried to just laugh it off really hard.
Yeah. I love that. The hair whip was beautiful. Wish we would have filmed that one. That was gorgeous.
We could put a slow-mo in. No, I'm just kidding.
There's a whole hair commercial right there in that 2 seconds. I love that. I'm glad you told me that. Switched gears. You switched gears now, and now I'm like grinding to a halt. Like, I don't know what to do with myself now.
Do you want to go to our questions?
Yeah.
All right, question time. I'm going to ask you because you asked me last time.
Okay.
All right.
What is this question?
Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die?
Starting off hot. Okay. Short answer, yes. And I feel like I need to defend myself with this because I know I'm gonna get crap for it, but I have always had the sinking suspicion that it's gonna be a car crash. Your eyes got really big.
If it is, like, I'm gonna freak out.
I am. My brain is running to a halt. So I'm not a bad driver, and I know that sounds very like that's what a bad driver would say.
I think you're a good driver. Like, remember that time we went over that speed bump?
And we caught air. Good times. I believe I can fly.
That was literally the moment. I saw the speed bump and we didn't slow down.
Just woo.
That was awesome.
But no, like overall, I would say I'm a pretty good driver.
I think you're a good driver. I trust you.
Especially, but even when I'm by myself is better. Because when I'm with someone, I kind of get sometimes a little bit distracted because I'm focusing on the conversation or I'm focusing on them rather than just what I'm doing. But as far as especially when I'm alone, I'm very defensive and offensive, like both. And it sounds weird, but you have to read the body language of other cars.
Yeah.
And I'm very good about keeping plenty of space. Apart from what my family will tell you, I actually don't speed a whole lot. I'm very consistent, like, whatever. But there's just so many idiots on the road. I can't tell you how many times I've had close encounters because of just the stupid stuff people do. I'm here following the rules, and then other people are screwing me over. And I just have always felt, and considering how much I drive, I'm in the car constantly. So I'm like, I'm asking for it. I am asking for it. So I've always thought it's going to be a car crash that does me in. And I've never been able to picture myself old.
I haven't either, and that freaks me out a lot.
I can't picture it. I don't imagine myself, and I don't want to. Not that I want to die in a car crash or anything, but I don't want to get old, and I just can't imagine myself getting there, so.
I have a thing where, like, if I'm, like, not necessarily anxious about something, but if I'm, like, I know something's about to happen, I will, like, play through how I want it to go in my head, or, like, I try to, like, picture it beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
But
never turns out that way?
No, well, yeah, it usually is about. Yeah. But this one time, like, a couple of years ago, or, I don't know, maybe, like, 5 years ago, I was going with my friends to get ice cream, and I was picturing, like, how I was going to order my ice cream, because I hate, like, ordering. Mm-hmm. And I, like, couldn't. Like, I couldn't picture it. And then we got there, and they were closed.
Whoa.
And so, me not being able to picture some things really freaks me out, because I'm like, what if, like, you know what I mean?
Because it's not gonna
happen.
Whoa.
Isn't that weird?
That's crazy weird.
So, like, I wasn't able to picture myself in college, and I am in college, so I guess we're okay so far. But I really can't picture myself, like, old or anything.
Yeah.
But
I think a lot of people might just, man, I'm really having a rough time.
You want some water?
I got my tea, but I think it's making it worse. I think a lot of older people will say it's just because, I mean, we've only lived the life that we've lived. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then that made more sense in my head. But it's because we're where we are at, we can't picture in the future because we've only ever experienced what we have experienced. And it's not like, this makes so much more sense in my head.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. Like, we only know, like, what we've had exposure to.
We only know what we know.
Yeah.
And so you can't kind of picture beyond that because we don't know it yet. But I don't know. I really don't want to get old. I kind of joke around about it, but at the same time, I'm serious. The day I cannot get up and down steps, put me in the ground. I'm done.
Yeah.
I am problematically independent that if I ever get to the point where someone has to wipe my own ass for me, we're done. I'm flying to whatever country.
Some nurse comes by to wipe your ass, you go, we're done. We're done.
We're done. You're done.
Don't even bother. Put me down.
But yeah, fly me out to whatever country does, dot. Because I'm not doing this anymore. But, no, I don't particularly like the thought of getting old. I don't want to. Actually, you know what? this got dark. But I'm going to say it because I'm pretty excited about it. I even made a note about it. What is the date? I don't know. The 15th?
You have a date?
No, it's the 14th, the 13th. It was the 13th. So yesterday.
Oh.
Yesterday was the first day in probably over a decade where I have thought that I would hesitate to hit the button, the do not exist button. And that made more sense again in my head. I'm doing great. For a very, very long time, I have always just not wanted to. I'd rather just not bother with life. That sounds so dark. But if somebody came up to me and said, here's a button that if you push it, your existence just deletes. No one would remember you. It would not affect anything. It would be like you would never exist in the first place. I would slam that button. Just boom! But
wow.
Yesterday was the first day in like over a decade that I was like, maybe I'll hesitate. Maybe I'll think about it.
Wow.
It was a really good day yesterday, and nothing particularly really wonderful happened, but it was just, yeah, maybe I'd hesitate. So I was pretty excited about that.
Cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
But yeah, nope, still can't picture myself getting old, but maybe as we go on, I'll want to bother. Maybe it'll be worth it. I don't know.
Well, it's so hard to know, like, how things are gonna be. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be, like, physically or mentally, like, able when I start getting older. Like, it's hard to even know if you'll want it. Because if I'm, like, freaking fit and hip when I'm old, hell yeah. I'll be a gilf. I don't care.
Well, that actually, we weren't planning on it. I don't think we were to talk about this, but it reminds me of the question, if you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you choose?
Mind.
Yeah?
100%.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Well, I just, like, I don't know what it is about me, like, why, I think it's just because I'm a control freak, but I, like, value, like, consciousness and having, like, a clear mind and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk about, like, oh, I could just, like, hit this button to not exist, like, that freaks me out. Like, I don't want to get old, but I also am, like, very afraid to die. So I'd rather, like, live until I'm literally dirt than die ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I think too hard about it, because I also I value intellect, I value the ability to kind of think and reason and process.
Yes.
And I spend the majority of my time very in my head because that's what I enjoy. But I was always overthinking about it, like having the mind of a 30-year-old. Like, I want my intellect to mature with me kind of thing. So,
yeah.
But I understand it's like having the memory and the, all that stuff instead of that aging. I think that's what it's more talking about. But
that's true.
To me, I'm like, I want to learn more. I want to grow. I want to mature in my intellect as well. But with the body of a 30-year-old forever, my body is not where it needs to be. I still have 3 years to get there, but I feel like a 50-year-old in body instead. But I love being able, like I said, I'm very, very independent. And so if I don't have the body to be independent,
yeah,
I would rather not have the mind to know that I can't be independent. That would torture me, to be like trapped in my own body and still be conscious of the fact that like I can't do anything that I used to be able to do. Oh, that would drive me insane.
That would be tough. That would be hard.
So, I would like to be young and sprightly in body and then just be able to enjoy my life fully, even if it is a day-to-day memory wipe or something. I don't know.
But then would you even be able to? I don't know.
That's a back and forth question.
That's a tough one.
Definitely depends on the scenario.
Yeah.
You're just like, if this, then this. But if this, then that.
Yeah. Well, because I'm just thinking, like, even if you are super fit and physically able, but your mind isn't there, like, I don't think people would, like, let you, like,
oh.
You know what I mean?
I guess it depends on the degree of the mind being gone.
Yeah.
Because, 90-year-olds are still... There's a lot of 90-year-olds that are just whippersnappers.
I'm trying to be a whippersnapper.
Alright, good stuff. What about you? Sinking Okay, cool. Good.
Cool.
How are you gonna die?
I don't know. I It depends. Like, I always think I'm gonna die, like, the way that is, like, if there's something on the news, or, like, if I see something recently about, like, oh, I don't know, or whatever's on WebMD, that's how I think I'm gonna die. It's whatever I've heard most recently.
Well, that's the diagnosis of all WebMD searches is death, just period.
Exactly.
I've always wanted, it sounds weird, I've always wanted to die in a way that would make my obituary interesting. Like, mauled by a bear, just something out there, something wild.
We're putting this quote in your obituary.
Just as long as it's, make something up if you have to, as long as it's interesting. So,
I don't know.
we're just gonna live forever. We don't have to die.
No, I don't want to
we
live.
have to.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to live forever.
How bad would that suck, though?
That would probably suck pretty bad. But I also don't want to die. That freaks me out.
Well, that's my kind of thing is, like, we all die in the end. And so that's why I have a hard time thinking, like, well, what's the point anyway? I'm like, that's
Yeah.
why it makes it hard, because I would just rather not. It's going to end up with death anyway, so I would just rather not bother in the first place. But like I said, yesterday was the first day. I was like, maybe I'll stick around and see kind of how this plays out.
No, I get that. Like, I feel that way sometimes too. Of like, why am I even doing this? Like, it's all like arbitrary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do I care? It's not gonna
getting
matter. It's
very
like,
existential.
It's sad, but like it's.
Yeah.
It just feels like we're like playing pretend or something, like waiting around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're just kind of in like a limbo.
Well, I don't mean to get into, what's the three things? Politics, money, and religion you don't talk about with people. But, you know, I myself am a Christian, so I have, like, the idea of what's going to go on afterwards, like, you know, the idea of, like, what the purpose is here on Earth to get to the rest of everything. And so there is that, but I'm still human. I still struggle with it. I ain't perfect, and it's definitely a lot of questions that are roaming around there, so we'll have to talk about it. Not on the podcast, because not everybody wants to hear that. But, yeah.
All right, next question. For what in your life do you feel most grateful?
That's a good one. So, this requires explanation, but I'm very grateful for opportunities. Specifically, one in general, the opportunity to be able to do the things that I love to do and be in position to be able to do them. But then also, very grateful for the opportunity to spend time with my family. But along with that is also the opportunity to have time away from them. Let me explain that one, though.
No, I hear you.
So, I used to live in Ohio, moved up to, like, Syracuse area, New York, about 7 years ago. And so half my family is still in Ohio, so I rarely get to see them a few times a year, whatever it may be. But the time away from them makes the time I have with them very, very special and very memorable. Because when we are together, it's usually because of a holiday or some get-together, something specific that is purposely meant to be time together and to create memories. And so every memory that I am building with them now is just super, very vivid, very impactful.
Potent.
Very potent. Good word. I love it. Instead of, you know, the day-to-day contact, memories kind of get lost in the monotony of life. And so now every memory I have with them is super potent. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity to have space and time away from them, which gives me the better opportunity to really appreciate the time I have with them. So yeah, that's my big one. And like I said, having my family come up this past weekend, getting to hang out with them, and then, you know, now we're going our separate ways again, and we're going to come back together, and it's going to be great, because I'm going on vacation with them, which is time specifically built to only spend with family and really make memories, so I'm pretty excited about that one. Yeah.
That was a really good answer.
Thank you.
No, that's such a good point, though. Like, it's like, what's that thing of, like, you appreciate something more, like, yeah, when you don't have it all the time.
Mm-hmm. And it's also really given me the opportunity to find myself. Wow, that was so cliche. But no, I just mean, when I lived with my parents, the energy in my parents' house and like our family dynamic was so drastically different than what I am as an individual. Having lived on my own now for years, I've settled into what I like, my own routine, my own energy, whatever it may be. And it's very different from the family dynamic. And I don't mesh very well with my immediate family, mom, dad, brother. I don't mesh with them very well on a day-to-day basis that I now realize. And so I can only take them in small spurts without wanting to... I don't know how to spell that word, but and it's also, the distance has definitely been a blessing just because I never had a good relationship with my dad when I was living with him. We butted heads to the point where I was like, at points I hated him. And now that I don't live with him anymore, we have that time away. So the time we do have together, we can just chill and just be. And so it's definitely improved our relationship as well. So kudos to that.
That's great.
Your turn.
That's really good. I don't know, my answer's not really as good, but
I showed you up on that one.
I think, like, I'm very grateful for, like, my physical health. I know I just said I had a kidney infection. Forget about that. No, but, like, I don't know, some people just, their physical health just takes a toll on every aspect of your life. It's, like, mentally, it affects your mental health, like, your physical health affects your mental health. And so I'm very lucky that I've never had to worry about it. Yeah, I don't know.
That's good stuff. You're also 21. Be prepared.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
awful. I'm sorry.
It might go down. But I have good genes, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You have the artist gene. Just keep the ear and you'll be good, right?
Yeah, and my, like, grandparents are, like, old as heck. Well, my grandma's 95.
Hey.
And
How's the mind on that one?
actually really good. She
Heck
was
yeah.
living alone until, like, I don't know, like, last year or 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and both my parents have really good genes and everything, very healthy, so, yes.
That's solid.
I'm very grateful for that.
Good stuff.
Okay, next question. Oh, this one's so tough.
Oh, we'd be here all day.
I know, same.
Oh,
I
gosh.
made notes for this one.
We made notes.
Yeah.
Well, what are we at? What time are we at? My phone won't turn on. There we go. We are at 52 minutes already. Oh gosh.
You want to speed run this one or you want to save it?
I feel like let's save it.
Okay, we'll save this
Because that could be a
question.
whole episode.
Well, should I read the question anyway and then people can think about it
Yeah.
if they want?
Yep.
Okay, the question is, if you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be?
And I know just from previous conversations that we've got a lot.
I have so many.
So yeah, we'll save that for next time. I think that would be a really good one. And that could lead to a lot of interesting other kind of subtopics.
Oh, that one's gonna be so good.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, we'll save it. So, since we're gonna save that one, we're all gonna learn a little something new.
Yeah, I forgot about
So
this.
you were talking about being grateful for your health. Well, a lot of people probably would have liked to have been able to say the same thing way back in 1518. So segue into the segment of The More You Know. Today, we are learning about the dancing plague of 1518, because that is an actual thing. Here is a little article from the Britannica, something or other, whatever it may be. So let's see. The Dancing Plague of 1518 is an event in which hundreds of citizens of Strasbourg, don't know, but what is now France, danced uncontrollably and apparently unwillingly for days on end. The mania lasted for about 2 months before ending as mysteriously as it began. In July of 1518, a woman whose name was given as Fra or Mrs. Trophy stepped into the street and began dancing. She seemed unable to stop, and she kept dancing until she collapsed from exhaustion. After resting, she resumed the compulsive, frenzied activity. She continued this way for days, and within a week, more than 30 other people were similarly afflicted. We're gonna work on words. That's the next thing we're gonna work on. They kept going long past the point of injury, and city authorities were alarmed by the ever-increasing number of dancers. The civic and religious leaders theorized that more dancing was the solution. Because obviously.
Nice.
And so they arranged for guild halls for the dancers to gather in, musicians to accompany the dancing, and professional dancers to help the afflicted to continue dancing, even though one had already dropped from exhaustion. Let's just keep going. This only exacerbated the contagion. As many as 400 people were eventually consumed by dancing compulsion. A number of them died from their exertions.
Holy crap.
They literally danced themselves to death. In early September, the mania began to abate. The 1518 event was the most thoroughly documented and probably the last of several such outbreaks in Europe, which took place largely between the 10th and 16th centuries. The otherwise best known of these took place in 1374. That eruption spread to several towns along the Rhine River. Contemporary explanations for the dancing plague included demonic possession and overheated blood. Investigators in the 20th century suggested that the afflicted might have consumed bread made from rye flour contaminated with the fungal disease ergot, I think it's pronounced ergot, which is known to produce convulsions. American sociologist Robert Bartholomew posited that the dancers were adherents of heretical sects, dancing to attract divine favor. The most widely accepted theory was that of American medical historian John Waller, who laid out in several papers his reasons for believing that the dancing plague was a form of mass psychogenic disorder. Such outbreaks take place under circumstances of extreme stress and generally take form based on local fears. In the case of the dancing plague of 1518, Waller cited a series of famines in the presence of such diseases as smallpox and syphilis as the overwhelming stressors affecting residents of Strasbourg. He further maintained that there was a local belief that those who failed to propitiate Saint Vitus, patron saint of epileptics and of dancers, would be cursed by being forced to dance. So, that was an actual thing that occurred.
I have heard about that, but I didn't know that, like, people were dying and stuff.
I didn't know it affected so many people. Like,
Did you say 400
400 some people.
Wow.
And I actually, I first learned about this, do you know the Ghoul Boys?
No.
So they did, it was on BuzzFeed Unsolved. Ryan Bergara and Shane Madej from BuzzFeed, they did BuzzFeed Unsolved, True Crime, whatever it was, and then they switched over, loved that, binged it, it's like 9 seasons worth, love those guys, the Ghoul Boys. But then they switched over and are doing other things, and there's puppet history, and I love it. I just love it. And Shane covered this as one of the things. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. So that's where I learned it. Folks, go check out BuzzFeed's, no, it's not BuzzFeed. It's The Watcher. Puppet history. I don't know what it is. Just, it's Shane Madej, and he does puppet history, and it's fabulous. So that's where I learned it, but yeah. Do you like to dance?
Yeah, I'd love to dance.
Enough to die?
Not till I die, no.
I probably would.
I really need to, like, see this dancing.
From the 1500s?
Yeah, like, I want to know what it looked like.
Probably.
Well, did it look like people were just, like, twitching around, or were people, like, really getting down with it?
I feel like it was probably, like, something like restless leg syndrome on crack, you know? And they couldn't stop themselves. But yeah, for them to have, like, encouraged it by getting dancers and musicians.
Hilarious.
And, like, dear Lord, people are literally dropping dead, and
so
are you dancing around their corpses or something?
Yeah.
Like, ew.
What do you think caused it out of all those, like, ideas?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the theories here kind of sound reasonable, whether it be some kind of fungal infection that caused convulsions. That my only thing with the convulsions thing is, like, did they have enough control to be able to stand and dance through the convulsions? Or,
right.
You know, so I don't know about that, but I mean, kind of the stress-induced mania also, I can kind of see, because I know when I'm stressed, like, I pace and I, you know, whatever it may be, and I'm flailing my arms around.
Imagine that happened, like, during COVID or something.
Oh my gosh.
During quarantine.
What are they called? What are, like, the flash mobs or something?
Yeah.
And they were
exactly.
actually just convulsions. Group convulsions.
Distanced flash mob.
Oh, man. No, I love dancing, though. And honestly, we almost got to this point. We and Kendra went line dancing in Nashville, and I could have gone all freaking night. We were there for like 4.5 hours. of just straight line dancing. I think my step counter said we did 7 miles.
Holy
worth of line
crap!
dance. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And it was like probably around 10:30 or something by the time we left. But I could have kept going. I could have stayed all stinking night. I was exhausted. My feet hurt like hell. The boots I was wearing were super cute, but they were not great for dancing. But I could tell Kendra was kind of fading a little bit. And she was like, yeah, maybe one more dance. And I'm like, oh, okay. And she had to drag me out of there. I love dancing.
That sounds really fun.
You're 21 though. I didn't know you were already 21. So I'm so excited.
21.
And now that I know that you like to dance, we should go to Benjamin's.
What's Benjamin's?
It's a club downtown. I think Benjamin's is like the overall thing, and I think inside of Benjamin's is the dance club. I want to say it's called Perdition. I don't know why I have that in my head. It could be wrong. I could be right. I don't know. But there's a club downtown, and I want to go.
I've never been to a club.
Nor have I. Well, that's not true. But I've been to, quote unquote clubs in Ohio and like West Virginia. Like,
so you've
that
been in
doesn't
basements.
count. Yeah. Basically. I've been into grunge bars and hole in the wall places, but never like a legitimate club. So we're gonna have to go. I love dancing.
For sure.
You gotta keep up with me though, because I go like all night.
That's insane. I can't believe you did 7 miles.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We walk. That's the thing. We walk on all of our trips, pretty much everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I try not to drive too many places and deal with parking. Find a parking garage, costs like $40 a day. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So we walk. So yeah, we walked there. It was a little over. I think it was like 1.5 miles to get to. It's called the Wild Horse Saloon.
Mm-hmm.
In Nashville. I think our hotel was about 1.5 miles away, so we walked there, danced 7 miles, and then walked 1.5 miles back.
It's crazy. Oh my god.
That's it. I love dancing so much. Not enough to die from it, and I probably wouldn't be happy if people encouraged me to the point of death, but yeah. How do you feel about that?
I love that story.
Yeah. I think, when was the Black Plague? I know when the dancing plague was, but now I don't know when the Black Plague was. Because it was either shortly before or after the Black Plague. Let's see. And when was the famine of Ireland? I'm just thinking of all these, like, catastrophes now. Just trying to... Black Plague dates. The Black Plague was significantly before the Dancing Plague. 1346 to 1353. Or so Google says. That was the first search that came up. When was the potato famine? Potato. 1845 to 49. Well, there you go, folks. We got some historical...
Now you know that.
Yeah. The more you know. The rainbow flies across the sky. Yep. Good stuff.
All right.
What a glorious topic to end our podcast on.
Yep. Dance
Death.
till you die.
Dancing.
Yeah, this
What's
is like
the song?
about death.
There's a song. It's gonna drive me crazy. Did we do it for show choir?
Dance, dance.
Or am I thinking of Hocus Pocus? She says, until you die!
I've never seen Hocus Pocus.
What?
I've never seen it.
Oh my gosh!
Sorry.
It's a classic. It's a cult classic.
I know, I have to see that.
Killing me. That Midler is a goddess. Anywho. That's my Aunt's Attic for you.
Thanks
today.
for stopping by.
Tell your friends. We gotta figure out how to end it. I'm so good at this, right? We're good at this.
Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Thanks for coming up to the attic. Hope y'all have a great week. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok.
And maybe soon YouTube. Trying to figure that out. We're doing good.
We're doing great. We're just getting started.
Yeah.
Stay
tuned.
tuned.
We do have a very exciting episode coming up. We're gonna have Eric, Mary Grace's boyfriend, is gonna be on.
Yep, he's gonna be our first guest.
And it's gonna be a good time.
And they're gonna talk about Ohio.
And we have differing opinions on that glorious state.
Yes.
So it's bound to be interesting.
yeah, you will not want to miss that.
So join us for that, and see you next time. Talk at you next time.
Talk at you next time.
Bye!